Hello, it is Saturday, October 16th at about 1:30 in the afternoon. Thought I'd give a very quick update um, just to let you know future targets for Bitcoin and what I've done recently. I'm not currently in any positions. I did take a quick scalp position this morning. As you can see, if you look at the little down arrow red and up arrow blue, I took a short position this morning and sold it a little while ago. It's actually a very short position, less than an hour, because I expected it to drop, the price of Bitcoin to drop, which it did. It was a real quick $925 profit. I did this, and I didn't publish it because it's a scalp. I don't typically publish my scalping. I do swing trades, so you have more time to get in and out. But a quick, scalping trade just doesn't make sense to post. You probably would catch it too late, and then uh, higher chance of losing money. But I took it because, as you can see, and as I've talked about many times recently, every time it hits greed, extreme greed, actually, I should say, in the Bitcoin price, it drops. So several days ago, when I told you about the price hitting extreme greed right here, the top of this, it dropped and then recovered. When it was then in greed, and it recovered and went up. It was an extreme greed right here, and you see I actually see a little arrow. I took a short position and made some money on the downside there. Then it recovered and was going up, which that's what I put this arrow here for, to show you that because it now dropped to greed, it was likely to go up and hit this area, which was resistance at the time. I did take a little long position and made not a lot, a few $100s here. And it continued. If you remember, I said if it gets through this area that was resistance, we're in for all-time highs. Well, it broke through there with confirmation, and it did hit extreme greed again, which I'll show you right now. It hit extreme greed for today, which actually began last night at about 8 p.m. And because of that, you can pretty much always expect, even if it's just very short term, you can expect a little retraction in the price, which it did. That's why I took a short position this morning and closed it out already for a small profit of about 925 bucks. But I do expect it to go back up. I fully expect today at 8 p.m., when this fear and greed measure changes, which it will change in about 6.5 hours, 8 p.m. tonight, I fully expect it to drop down into the greed like it was in the last couple of days. And then I expect the Bitcoin price, once again, I actually kind of expect it to bounce off of this. I think is now support. Was resistance, but now it's a support level, and to go up. In fact, as I said the other day, I expect this to hit all-time highs. So all-time highs are at about 65,000, just right over 65,000, and that's what I expect it to hit. Once it crosses that, I would be looking at 76 to 80,000 as the next area where there could be a potential significant reversal. But other than that, it's just wide open above it. So that's what I'm expecting. If we look quickly at the order books, it's pretty even. Earlier today, it was much stronger to the sell side than the buy side. It was really lopsided. Right now, it's not. So that's actually really, it's more toward neutral, maybe even a little bullish, because you can see there are more buy orders here than sellers. There's a tiny little wall here at about 61,500 where people have a lot of sell orders in, and then it gets steeper as you get up toward all-time highs. But it appears to me this is kind of neutral, if anything, leading slightly bullish on that. The funding rates, however, though, they are much more negative. You see all the red. I know you can't see the detail, which, by the way, I apologize for the quality of these videos yesterday and today. My main PC crashed first thing yesterday morning at about 6 a.m. So I'm doing this on my backup, very old laptop, and it doesn't have the same kind of screen resolution. So I'm sorry about that. But flipping back to this is a little more negative, bearish. These are showing, at least right now, it's heading down, and that's what it's doing. There's a little more selling pressure and a little bit more bearish, but I do believe that it's very short term. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum, which is also very bullish and a nice uptrend. Again, it's come back a little today, but that's because Bitcoin has, and it's in extreme fear. Extreme greed, I'm sorry. So typically the smart money, when everyone else is greedy and buying in, the smart money is when everyone else is so fearful of the price that they're getting out and losing money, that's when the smart money is buying. It's the exact opposite. That's why they call it smart money and dumb money. But in Ethereum, this trend line right here, I drew it in before it hit this spot, but if it can get above this, if Ethereum can get above this and close above it and get confirmation with either retesting this and going forward, you are looking at a very bullish scenario. And from there, you basically have two levels. 4,000, which is a big round number, just like I told you with Bitcoin, it's going to have trouble with 60,000. And I'll flip back to Bitcoin real quick, just very briefly. You can see the levels. Right at 60,000 about. That's a tough number to get past. Bitcoin just blew through it, but that's why it had a resistance level there. The big round numbers are tough, and right now it's going to use 60,000 as support. Nice round number, and we'll probably launch from there. Back to Ethereum. Ethereum has yet to get past 4,000, and the last time it got up around 4,000, it rejected strongly to the downside. It has to retest 4,000. These round numbers mean really nothing, except for they are psychological round numbers. A lot of people put sell orders at a round number like 4,000. So if you got a ton of people selling at a round number like 4,000, it's going to have a bearish consequence. If there's lots of buying pressure, it will blast right through that like it did with Bitcoin at the 60,000 level, and then it's no longer a psychological level. It's just gone. So if it gets above 4,000, all-time highs are at 4,400, which will be another round number to get past. If it gets past 4,000, all-time highs are in sight. If it gets past 4,400 even, this has the potential to skyrocket. And another thing you might see people talk about is this shape right here is called a cup and handle. This one is a massive one that begins way back in May. But people will talk about a cup and handle because it's a very bullish, this shape is a very bullish pattern. And if you bear with me a second, I will, if I can find the tool, I will draw the cup and handle for you so you can see it easier, and also so you can see the potential price target. So here's the cup, and here's the handle that has now formed. Okay, cup and handle. The price target out of a cup and handle is the depth of the cup. So when you're talking about some big numbers here, if Ethereum can break past all-time highs and out of this cup and handle, you're talking about around roughly 6,200 is the next major price target. Will it get there? You know, I have no idea, but that would be, if it did, that would be about a 57% gain. Is that possible? Absolutely, it's possible. From right down here in July to the top of this, that was 100% gain. From September 30th, when I told you it was a great time to buy, if you had gotten in when it was the last and extreme fear, as I mentioned, you got in, right now you're at 37% gain in Ethereum and even better than that in Bitcoin. So is it possible to go 57%? Without question. Do I think it's going to happen right now or by the end of the year? It's questionable. It could. It's definitely possible. And again, flip back to Bitcoin. These squares that I have here, these are extreme fear. These are the times it was in extreme fear. This was when I last told you, it was right at 43,150. If you had taken that trade when I mentioned it, you'd currently be sitting at about 40% gain, and really no reason to sell at this point, I don't think. If you're at a 40% gain right now, you're coming down out of extreme greed into greed. That's a positive. You've got this, which was resistance, is now support, and everything right now looks very positive for the price of Bitcoin. If you let me bring out the Fibonacci tool, which I've done many times for you, all-time highs to this swing low down here. You blew through the what was going to be resistance and is now support, the 6.618 Fibonacci. Bitcoin blew through the next one, which was the 0.786 Fibonacci level, and this area of structure here, which was a resistance zone, blasted through that on Friday. And so now that has flipped to support. The next thing was 65,000, a little over 65,000 at all-time highs. The very next place, when it gets through this all-time highs, it's wide open, right up to 75,000. 75,000 would be my next target as soon as it gets past all-time highs. I believe it could get through all-time highs by the end of this weekend or Monday morning. So that's about all I have for this one. Good luck to you. If you decide to take a trade in Bitcoin right now, it actually would not be a bad idea, especially later today. If you decide to go long, expecting a bounce right here, I would set my stops just below this level at around 59,000, and just in case it does drop dramatically to the downside, you don't want to get left hanging. If you decide to buy in now or later today, set your stops pretty short at around 59,000 and then let it run. I believe it will bounce and all-time highs are in sight. Hope this helps. If you want these as they happen, please subscribe with notifications on. I should have a new computer within a few days, and then the quality of the video, the resolution will be beautiful again, and we won't have these fuzzy images. I'm so sorry about that, but I'll get to it. Computer's already on the way. Have a great day and great weekend, and happy trading.